Now that we have our tokenization function and it's working properly, so I forgot to add a null terminated to the two-dimensional arrays that is going to store the commands from the user. It's the array we're going to pass to the exe cve function. So that's what I'm going to do now. You can see I'm assigning a null terminator to it at the end, and I actually initialize the array with a max arg. So that's what I said. You could use 12, you could use 15, you could use 25. So in this case I use 125. And if you don't want to do it the way I did it, which is the 125, which is static, you can write a function to count the numbers of tokens, and you can assign that same size to the args that is going to take the numbers of arguments. So in this file, just gonna go ahead and write the exe cve function that is going to execute my command, and later on I'm going to create the file that is going to execute the instruction. Alright, so watch carefully and take note of everything I'm doing, and try to practice them and see for yourself what they actually do. So this is the command I'm going to use, the command I talked about earlier. The execve function is going to be inside this function that I'm working here. So the parameter or the argument you see in there is the two-dimensional array for the commands, and later on I'm going to pass in the environment variable from the entry point to the I think where I'm going to put on the null. You're going to see that inside this file now. You're going to see there was a place when I used the execve function, and you're going to see the way I used it. When I'm writing it, I think I passed in the command and also the array. That means if there are other arguments, it's going to execute it plus the first command if it's able to look at it. And the last one, which is the environment variable, if you share command 3 execve, you're going to see that most of the time you can just use the null, and for example, in some cases it won't be able to execute some command due to the absence of that env variable there. So you just have to pass in the env variable. For example, if you want to execute the command clear, which is to clear your terminal, then it might be giving you the environment variable not set, which means you have to set the environment variable for you to be able to perform such operation, for it to be able to do the clear operation. So you can practice more on execve so that you'll be creative and you'll be able to do something different from what you're watching in the video. Just like I said in the other videos, Kimber, be aware of Kimber, be creative in your variables and in your logic. Don't make it look like what I'm doing there. Don't make it look like what I'm doing there. Change the name of your files, change the name of everything, and your logic, the way you can separate a single code into two functions. Just make sure it's totally different from what you're seeing here. So now that everything is set, it's time to test our code again and see if it's working. Now I'm going to compile and I'm going to try running and executing a command using the path. Remember, this is not EXECV where you don't need to put the path before it's executed. Okay, wow. I think when we execute the slash bin slash ls, it executed the instruction. You can see it did what we always do on the bash terminal or the sh terminal, the ls by listing. And you can see this bunch of errors. So in the long run, we're going to correct those errors, and I think that's for the p error. That's where passing the argument, that's the name of the file, which was going to be the name of a program. That's the name of the executing program. That's all going to pass in that variable passing, and instead of it showing those unpleasant errors, it's going to show us a custom error that we set for ourselves.